What's happening, guys, and welcome back to another great video on our channel. It appears that Peter Parker will never run out of his spider webs. The blinding success of Spider-Man No Way Home has put things into perspective for Marvel Studios and Sony Entertainment. That rift between the two has to be sorted out quickly so that an easy fourth movie can swing by the theaters, pun intended, and blow our minds once again. But fear not, weakling, for word has it that Spider-Man 4 is coming. Number 5. Spider-Man 4 An Insight. Spider-Man 4 appears to be a done deal since Spider-Man No Way Home is on track to become the first film of 2021 to gross over $1 billion at the box office. Longtime Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal stated that a new trilogy starring Tom Holland's Peter Parker was in the works before the film's premiere. She later retracted her statement at the premiere, saying it was just a wish, but Marvel Studios CEO Kevin Feige has since confirmed that a new film is in the works. We're actively beginning to develop where the story heads next, which I only say outright because I don't want fans to go through any separation trauma like what happened after Far From Home. That will not be occurring this time, he noted. And the possibilities for that future film are limitless since No Way Home clears the way for whatever Spidey does next. At the end of the movie we just made, you see Spider-Man make a momentous decision, one that you've never seen him make before. It's a sacrifice, and that gives us a lot of work for the next film, Pascal teased. So while No Way Home officially concludes the Spider-Man trilogy in the MCU, we doubt this is the final time we'll see Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and the subsequent film might be drastically different. No Way Home is primarily concerned with concluding the trilogy's plot, but its finale also provides an exciting preview of what's to come. With that in mind, here's all we know about Spider-Man 4 thus far. Number 4. Will the cast return? Tom Holland has been tight-lipped about his future as Peter Parker, preferring to talk on the third film instead. Initially, he was quoted as saying, "Maybe it's time for me to move on. I have to take Peter Parker into account as well because he's an important part of my life," and added, "If I'm playing Spider-Man after I'm 30, I've done something wrong." However, he then clarified those quotes saying, "I don't know what the future of Spider-Man looks like. I don't know whether I'm going to be a part of it. Spider-Man will always live on in me, and I know that producer Amy Pascal and the studio are keen to figure out what the next chapter of Spider-Man looks like. If that happens to be with me, then that's very exciting, but you know, if it's time for me to walk away, then I'll do so proudly." Pascal herself seems to be keen to have Holland on board for more, saying, "As long as he wants to make Spider-Man movies, we'll make Spider-Man movies." There's always the chance that Holland may take on a mentor position for a new Spider-Man, possibly Miles Morales, but there are no hints for that in No Way Home, so we can only conjecture for now. We'd expect Zendaya and Jacob Batalon to reprise their roles as MJ and Ned respectively. However, there are some essential disclosures in the new film that may influence that. It's also unlikely that Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire would return, again, to their roles, given that their brief but meaningful appearance in No Way Home is rectified as the plot reseals the multiverse up. Could we see Tom Holland as Eddie Brock and Venom in the fourth movie? He does appear in the credits scene, but is taken back to his universe. Number 3. Release date? So far, there's been a 2-year gap between each Spider-Man film in the MCU, implying that Spider-Man 4 will be released in 2023. While the next film is in the works, it's unknown how far along it is, or whether it'll be a standalone sequel or the start of a new trilogy. Fans may rest confident that it will happen, the only question is when. This is only speculating for the time being, and we'd love to be proven incorrect. Number 2. What will the plot revolve around? This implies that a prospective fourth film may do whatever it wants, whether it's Peter training a new Spider-Man, a solitary adventure in which he fights a new enemy, or something else altogether. At the end of the movie we just made, you see Spider-Man make a momentous decision, one that you've never seen him make before. It's a sacrifice, and that gives us a lot of work for the next film, Pascal teased to the New York Times. One potential option is to deliver a long-awaited battle between Spider-Man and Venom on the big screen. As we saw in the Venom 2 credits scene, Eddie Brock and Venom are transported to the MCU. Number 1. Any Spider-Man 4 footage? Certainly not. It hasn't even been formally verified, so you'll have to settle for No Way Home rewatches for the time being. Yes, anticipation hangs in the air for MCU fans, as this bittersweet ending was also a bit incomplete, and the end credits scenes foretell a match of Venom and Spidey, but for now, it's all a pipe dream. Maybe wait for the official announcement first. But do let us know if you think a fourth Spider-Man film is definitely in the works in the comments down below, and we'll catch you guys later in another great video. Bye now!